Hello and welcome back to the series where I rank all of Ash's battles. Today I'm going to be ranking his Battle Frontier battles against each Frontier Brain. There's definitely some great battles in here, so it will make for an interesting list. Please like the video if you want to see the next one in the series, which is going to be Ash's Kanto League battles. I'm going to start ranking each of Ash's League battles from each region. Recommended to me by Shiny Zoroark aka Zoro, who's a really cool Pokemon anime YouTuber, so be sure to check him out as well. Starting us off in the last place is Ash vs Brandon Part 1. So during this battle, Ash was possessed by an ancient evil king's spirit, so let's just say he wasn't feeling himself. The evil spirit completely took over the battle, making Sceptile fight dirty, shoot bullet seeds at the ceiling to collapse the roof on Regirock, and even stand behind the referee to protect himself, which was crazy. This battle was fun to watch, but it doesn't deserve to be any higher. Coming in number 9 is Ash vs Annabelle. Ash met Annabelle before the battle and bonded with her and became friends, and it seemed like she really took a liking to Ash. But when it came to their first battle together, it was a bit too much one-sided for me. Annabelle used her Alakazam that she connected with mentally by using her psychic abilities so she doesn't have to call out her command. They will just know what she wants them to do. And this is what throws Ash off so much, with Alakazam taking down both Corphish and Tauros. Pikachu came in and defeated Alakazam, but it wasn't enough to bring back Ash the battle. The damage was already done. I didn't like how one-sided this battle was, but it was still a decent learning point for Ash. Next up is Ash vs Lucy. This battle was by no means bad, but it hits a lot of the same notes as a few other battles that came before it. It didn't really bring anything new or unique to the table. The first matchup was a little better than the last one, having Ash's newly evolved Donphan go up against Lucy's Seviper, and while spinning it took a head-on flamethrower, managed to use the flames to its advantage, roll up the rock into the air and crash back down onto Seviper. I thought the use of Lucy's own move combined with the battlefield made for a great strategy. Unfortunately, after this, Ash had Donphan charge straight into Milotic, which was pretty dumb, and it got one shot with a Hydro Pump. The final matchup was most disappointing for me, having Pikachu go up against Milotic, something we've only just seen recently in Ash's final Hoenn battle with Juan. It would have been better changing Lucy's Pokemon or even bringing back one of Ash's old Pokemon for this battle. Imagine Bayleef came back to take out Milotic. This battle was pretty simple. Pikachu came up with a nice move at the end using Volt Tackle to run through Milotic's Twister and finish it off. Overall, not a bad battle, but nothing spectacular. Coming in number 7 is Ash vs Brandon Part 2. Despite this battle being quite short and just a one-on-one, it was still very cool. Torkoal went face to face with Brandon's Registeel. Torkoal gets quite a lot of abuse for how poor it usually performs, but I give it some credit for this battle. It really held its own. The move combinations in this battle looked amazing and added some nice variety to the battle. Brandon waited right until the end to whip out the Sandstorm, and that combined with Torkoal's new move Heat Wave made for a flaming Sandstorm that Registeel was in the middle of, and Ash had Torkoal dive in, spin straight down into the middle of it, which was a clever decision. But unfortunately for Ash, it wasn't enough, as Brandon came up with a nice combo using Lock On and Zap Cannon to finish Torkoal off. The battle was short but sweet. It was moving Ash closer and closer to finally being able to beat Brandon, and he learned a lot from this battle. Coming in next is Ash vs Tucker. This battle was an interesting tactical duel between Ash and Tucker. Tucker was a real showman and loved to make a big entrance. The battle took place in a stadium full of cheering fans, similar to how the Galar region battles take place, and Ash had one of the best introductions ever. It was a nice touch being a double battle between Tucker's Arcanine and Swampert, and Ash's Corphish and Swellow. Ash struggled in this battle for a solid 5-10 minutes. Swellow and Corphish kept getting knocked down by the pure power of Tucker's Pokemon, and their unique combinations of fire and water. The battle was heavily developed to tactics, and Ash managed to come back using some nice tactics of his own, having Corphish jump on Swellow while flying and use its Bubble Beam to create a fog, and then catch both of Tucker's Pokemon off guard. It seemed that Tucker's Pokemon got knocked out really easily at the end, but I guess that just shows how powerful Ash's Pokemon were at this point in the series. This is a very enjoyable battle, but I still feel like there's other double battles that were done a bit better. Coming in number 5 is Ash vs Annabelle, the rematch. The rematch between Ash and the Psychic type Frontier Brain, Annabelle. It was a decent battle, but I feel like it had a lot of wasted potential. Annabelle really had some strong hitters on her team, Alakazam, Metagross and Espeon, some of the most powerful Psychic types of all time, and they got defeated a little too easily for me. Especially the first battle, Ash seemed more connected with his Pokemon this time around, but Corphish seemed to gain some unknown power boost, and I'm also pretty sure this is illegal Ash.
That was great! Corphish, return! Now, Corphish, come out and do Bubble Beam!
And then came out Metagross, and it had a double knockout with Tauros. And I get they were both powerhouses, but Ash barely uses his Tauros. Going up against a pseudo-legendary like Metagross, I feel like it should have been a better battle. The last battle saved it for me though, having Pikachu against Espeon. Pikachu performed well using the lights blackout to his advantage, and then it threw off Annabelle and Espeon's psychic connection because they couldn't see anything. And Pikachu came down from the lights to finish up Espeon with a Volt Tackle, which was pretty cool. Overall, this battle was still enjoyable, but I just felt the Pokemon in play on Annabelle's side, it could have been made for a better spectacle. Coming in number 4 is Ash vs Greta. Ash came up against Greta, the fighting type Frontier Brain, for his second symbol, and there was a cool gimmick where she spun a wheel to see how many Pokemon they would use, and it was 2 each. Ash went in with his Grovyle first, and Greta used Hariyama. Grovyle got taken down really easily by Hariyama's powerful fighting type moves. I do feel like Grovyle should have performed a little bit better here and used its speed to its advantage. Next came out Ash's returning Snorlax, one of his fan favourites, and it was great to once again see it in battle, and famously known to use 6 moves in this battle. It performed really well considering it took down 2 fighting types that it was weak to. It tanked so much damage from both of them, including a few high jump kicks, but similar to how Ash used it against Claire, it's actually one of the most versatile Snorlaxes around, managing to quickly dodge attacks and jump up off his back really quickly. It took down Hariyama using Ice Punch, and then against Medicham it used a nice combo of Hyper Beam to get above and then finish it off with a Body Slam. This battle was really great, and it was nice to see Snorlax put in some work. Taking the third spot is Ash vs Spencer. Ash came up against Spencer on one of the best battlefields we've ever seen in the anime. It was a mixture of jungle and beach, and you could travel anywhere you wanted. The whole island was the battlefield, and Spencer really let his grass type shine on this battlefield. Sceptile was truly the MVP of this battle for Ash, first of all taking down Spencer's Shiftry pretty easily, in a cool moment where it rose out of the water. It was nice to see Ash's Heracross return for this battle. It seemed like the perfect place for it to come back. Unfortunately it didn't get a win. It put in some good damage against Venusaur, but it got taken down pretty easily. But Venusaur was taken down by Ash's Swellow, the most underrated of Ash's Pokemon, putting in yet another great shift. The final battle was between Claydol and Sceptile, and once again Sceptile shows its strength in a very cool ending moment, where Ash used the Sun to his advantage similar to how Spencer did early on. He had Sceptile leap into the air and finish Claydol with one final Solar Beam. The battle was so unique how they used the battlefield and could run wherever they wanted. It made for some nice strategies for both trainers. Coming in number 2 is Ash vs Noland. Ash's first Frontier battle was really a great way to introduce us to how the Battle Frontier is going to go down. Noland was a cool character, and it turns out he befriended a wild Articuno. And Ash being Ash had to pick of all of Noland's Pokemon, but of course he wanted to go face to face with Articuno. But the excitement for this battle didn't stop, as Ash makes a phone call to bring back the Pokemon he'll be using, and it was Charizard. Watching this for the first time ever as a kid really got me excited to see Charizard return. It was awesome. Noland opened up the roof so the 2 flying types could use the air and the skies above them for the battle, and it was a great battle. Noland really took control nicely on Articuno despite not actually owning it, and he came up with some nice combos using Ice Beam and Water Pulse. Charizard struggled to get back on top and even struggled to fly at some points of the battle. But in the end, Ash turned it around using his brand new move Overheat and managing to grab and block Articuno's Steel Wing, showing its true strength. It all came down to one final Seismic Toss from Charizard, his signature move that he's used all the way back since Blaine, and Charizard came out on top. This battle was truly amazing. Coming in the final spot is Ash vs Brandon Part 3, obviously. The final battle of Ash's Battle Frontier journey against Brandon. The third time of trying, and he finally won. The episode before was really good. It was called Gathering a Gang of 4, and Ash assembled his ultimate original team, consisting of Charizard, Squirtle, Bulbasaur and Pikachu. It was so wholesome to see them all back together as one. I'm really glad the anime did this. Charizard was taken down early in the battle by Dusclops, but I didn't mind. Charizard had plenty of moments to shine, so it was time for others to have their moments. It was taken down by a smart move from Brandon using Mean Look, Confusion and Will-O-Wisp, and Charizard couldn't even use its signature move Seismic Toss, as it didn't affect ghost types. The rest of the battle was enjoyable as well. Bulbasaur and Solrock has a double knockout. Bulbasaur made great use of its Leech Seed, but in the end they both used Solar Beam for the double knockout. Squirtle also did well against Ninjask and came up with a nice solution for when Squirtle couldn't see. He used Hydro Pump on his eyes to clear them, and then finished Ninjask off with a Skull Bash. But the final battle for me was the highlight, Pikachu against Regice. Brandon had Regice make the whole battlefield ice to stop Pikachu's speed. He also trapped Pikachu in the ice when Regice had taken too much damage so that it could use rest. But Ash managed to finally break through with Iron Tail and finish Regice off with one last Volt Tackle. It was really a nice back and forth battle between Brandon and Ash, and our boy came out on top, and even got asked to become a Frontier Brain. This had to be the #1 spot, seeing of all of Ash's original Pokemon comeback was really awesome. Let me know what you think is Ash's best Battle Frontier battle in the comments below. Please like the video if you want to see Ash's Kanto League battles ranked next. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll see you next time.